I want to spend just a moment and talk about floodplains. In Austin, the #1 natural disaster that could impact our area is flash flooding. And when I'm talking with sellers or with buyers looking at a property, just the word floodplain tends to cause some concern. So what can you do as a consumer to better understand the real impact of a floodplain when it comes to selling your property or buying one that is near a creek bed? So here's what you can do. The first tip is the City of Austin has a number of great resources. One of them I like is called Flood Pro. Go to the City of Austin website, search for Flood Pro. You can put in any address of a property in the Austin area and it will instantly pull up a map of that property and how the floodplain impacts those property lines. Maybe the flood lines come up just to the back edge of the property, or maybe the entire property is in the floodplain. That's going to determine the flood risk to the property, but also potentially how much insurance may cost if you have to insure that property. You can also look up the elevation certificate. So this is going to identify the height of your slab in relation to sea level. And again, that number is used to determine if it's above or below the actual floodplain measurement. Flood Pro is a great tool, and I encourage you to check it out because the City of Austin actually uses that to update its maps. The second tip is you need to contact your homeowner's insurance company if you're a seller, or if you are a buyer and you're shopping for quotes, you need to ask them for a flood insurance quote, maybe a few quotes, and shop different insurance companies. You want to find out how much it's going to cost you to actually insure the property if you are to pick up flood insurance. Secondly, you want to ask them to pull a clue report. What is a clue report? They can actually look back in time up to 5 years to determine if there have been any insurance claims on the property. Maybe this can give you a better idea if there's been flood damage in the past from recent storms here in Austin. But the third tip is my favorite, and it's also the most old school. You need to go door to door to the neighbors and ask them, how long have you lived here? Were you here in the Hurricane Harvey storm of last year? How about the Memorial Day flood in 2015 or the Halloween flood from several years back? How high did the water come onto your property? Did it come under your fence? Did it come up to your back door? They're gonna give you so much information in real time. They really were here during those storms and can tell you how it impacted either your property or maybe a property that you're considering to purchase. The neighbors are gonna give you a great story on how past storms have impacted that area. But I do want to add one more note. It is the summer of 2018, and right now the City of Austin is evaluating if they're going to expand the flood maps. They're doing a project to look at, right now, the 100-year floodplain maps, and there's also a 500-year floodplain map. Are they going to convert that 500-year floodplain into the new 100-year floodplain? If they do that, there will be thousands of additional properties in the City of Austin area that will then be included in the new floodplain map. If they do that, you definitely want to make sure if your property could be impacted and what that could do to future insurance rates. If you want to know the name of that project, it's called Atlas 14, and you can find more information on the City of Austin website. I sure hope this was helpful. If you know anybody planning to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the Austin area, I would love to be your Austin real estate resource.